Shanti, 10th November 2023, Baapdada Sakar Murli. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, you have to become Murlidhars, like the Father. Only Murlidhar children become the Father's helpers. The Father is pleased with such children. Question: which children's intellects become very humble? Answer: the intellects of those who donate the imperishable jewels of knowledge and become true philanthropists, and those who become clever salesmen become very humble and very refined in doing service. You should never have any arrogance when making a donation. You should always remain aware that you are giving that which Shiv Baba has given you. There is benefit in staying in remembrance of Shiv Baba. Song: You are the mother and father. Om Shanti. His name is not proved by simply playing the song, You are the mother and father. If you first play the song, Salutations to Shiva, and then You are the mother and father, they would come to know this knowledge. People go to temples. When they go to a Lakshmi and Narayan temple or a Krishna temple, they go in front of the idols of the deities, and without understanding anything, they say, You are the mother and father. So, if you first play the song Salutations to Shiva and then You are the mother and father, they can come to know his praise. These songs are good for newcomers. They make it easy to explain to them. The Father's name is Shiva. It cannot be said that Shiva is omnipresent. Otherwise, everyone's praise would then be the same. His very name is Shiva. No one else can give himself the name Shiva. His ways and means are unique. They are completely different from those of all human beings, including the deities. Only the mother and father can teach this knowledge. There are no mother among the sannyasis. This is why sannyasis, are not able to teach Raj Yoga. They cannot say salutations to Shiva to anyone. You cannot say salutations to Shiva when referring to a bodily being. All of this has to be explained, but you children are all number-wise. Sometimes even good children miss some points. They consider themselves to be very clever. There has to be cleanliness in the heart in this. It takes time to speak the truth about everything and to remain true in everything. By your coming into body consciousness, you have familiarity, etc., and many other aspects are included in that. As yet, none of you can say that you have become soul conscious, otherwise, you would have attained your karmatita stage. All of you are number-wise. Some children are very unworthy. It is understood who is doing Baba's service. Only when they climb onto Shiv Baba's hearth throne can they come close in the rosary of Rudra and also become worthy of sitting on a throne. It is also the worthy children, those who become his helpers, who climb onto their physical father's hearth throne. This is unlimited father's business of the imperishable jewels of knowledge. So the father would also be pleased with those who help him in his business. You have to imbibe the imperishable jewels of knowledge and also inspire others to imbibe them. Some people think that they have ensured themselves, that they will receive the reward of that. Here, you have to donate to many. Become philanthropists like the Father by donating the imperishable jewels of knowledge. The Father comes to fill your aprons with the jewels of knowledge. It isn't a question of wealth. The Father only likes worthy children. If you don't know how to do this business, how could you be called the children of Murlidhar the businessman? You should be ashamed of yourself if you don't do any business. When a businessman sees that a salesman is clever, he offers him a partnership. You cannot receive a partnership just like that. By doing this business, your intellects become very humble. By doing service, your intellects become very refined. Baba and Mama relate their experiences. Baba is the one who teaches you. You know that this Baba imbibes knowledge very well and also conducts the Murlis very well. Acha, Shiv Baba is in this one. He is the Murlidhar anyway, but this Baba also knows everything. Otherwise, how else would he claim such a high status? Baba has explained that you must always consider it to be Shiv Baba who speaks this knowledge. By remembering Shiv Baba, there is benefit for you. Shiv Baba enters this one. Mama speaks separately in the personality of Mama. Her name has to be glorified because females have to be given a lift. It is said, whatever she is mine, and so I have to look after her. It is the husband who say this. A wife would not say, whatever he is mine. The father says, whatever you children are, you are mine, and so I have to look after you. It is the father's name that is glorified. Here, the father's name is glorified anyway, and the names of the Shaktis then have to be glorified. They receive a very good chance to do service. Day by day, service will become very easy. There is knowledge and devotion day and night. The golden and silver ages are the day of happiness. The copper and iron ages are the night of sorrow. There is no devotion in the golden age. It is very easy, but if it is not in your fortune, you are not able to imbibe it. You receive very easy points. Go and explain these to your friends and relatives. Uplift your homes. You are the ones who live at home with your families, and so you can explain these aspects very easily to them. Only the one Father from beyond is the bestower of salvation. He is also the teacher and the Satguru. All the rest from the Copper Age onwards have been bringing everyone down into degradation. Degraded and sinful souls exist in the Iron Age. There is no mention of sinful souls in the Golden Age. It is now that hunchbacks and those with stone intellects and sinful souls such as Ajamil exist. For half a cycle it is called heaven, and then devotion begins and your stage of descent begins. You definitely have to fall. From being those of the Sun dynasty, you fall and become those of the Moon dynasty. Then you continue to fall. Everyone you meet from the Copper Age onwards brings you down. Only now do you know this. Day by day, you will continue to gain strength. You also have to invent ways of explaining to the sages and holy men. Ultimately, they will definitely understand why the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, cannot be omnipresent. There are many points you can use to explain. At first, devotion is unadulterated and it then becomes adulterated. The degrees start to decrease. Now there are no degrees left. It has also been shown in the pictures of the tree and the cycle how the celestial degrees decrease. These are the most easy to explain. However, if it is not in your fortune, you are not able to explain them. You do not become soul conscious. You remain trapped in your old bodies. The Father says, remove all your attachment from your old bodies and consider yourselves to be souls. If you do not become soul conscious, you will not be able to claim a high status. A student would not want to remain last all time. All his friends and relatives, his teacher and fellow students would understand that he is not interested in studying. Here too, it is understood when someone doesn't follow Srimad what his condition would be. Everyone can understand who will become subjects and who will become maids and servants. The Father explains, bring benefit to your friends and relatives. This is the law. When there is an older brother in a home, it is his duty to help the younger ones. This is what is meant by charity begins at home. The Father says, your wealth will not be reduced by donating it. If you don't donate wealth, you will not receive wealth and you won't be able to claim a high status. You receive a very good chance. You have to become merciful. You also have to become merciful towards the sannyasis and sages. Say to them, come and understand. You don't know your father from beyond, the one who gives the people of Bharat their inheritance of constant happiness every cycle. No one knows this. People say that even government officers are corrupt, and so who can make them elevated? Nowadays, there is a great deal of regard for the community of sages. When you write to them that the Father has mercy for them, they will amazed. As you go further, your name will be glorified. Many will continue to come to you and there will be many exhibitions. Ultimately, some will definitely wake up. Even the sannyasis will wake up. Where else would they go? There is only the one shop. A great deal of improvement will continue to take place. Many good pictures will be made for you to explain so that anyone can come and study. When the haystack is set ablaze, people will wake up, but it will be too late. The same applies to the children. How far could you run at the end? Even in a race, some run slowly at first. Only a few win a prize. This is also your horse race. Knowledgeable souls are needed to run in this race of the spiritual pilgrimage. To remember the Father is also knowledge, is it not? No one else has this knowledge. It is by having knowledge that human beings become like diamonds and that through their ignorance they become like shells. The Father comes to create your Satopradhan reward. Later, this reward will gradually decrease. You should imbibe all of these points and then act. You children have to become great donors. Bharat is called a great donor because it is here that you surrender your bodies, minds, and wealth to the Father. Then the Father also surrender everything to you. There are many great donors in Bharat. All the rest of human beings are trapped in blind faith. You have come here into God's asylum. Ravan made you unhappy and so you have taken asylum with Ram, God. All of you were in cottage of sorrow. You are now to go to the cottage free from sorrow, that is to heaven. You have taken asylum with the Father who is the creator of heaven. Some were brought by force in their childhood. They do not experience any happiness in this refuge. It is not in their fortune. They want to take refuge with Maya, Ravan. It is a great wonder that they want to leave God's asylum and go into the lap of Maya, Ravan. The song Salutations to Shiva is very good. You can play this. People don't understand the meaning of it. You can say that you can explain its accurate meaning according to Srimad. They simply continue to play with dolls. According to the drama, you also receive help from these songs. If you belong to the Father but don't become serviceable, how can you sit on his heart throne? Some children become unworthy and cause so much sorrow. Here, if your mother dies, eat halwa. Even if your wife dies, eat halwa. You would not weep and wail. You have to remain firm on the drama. Mama and Baba will depart and the very special children will also depart in advance. Each one has to play his part. What is there to worry about? We observe the play as detached observers. Let your stage constantly be cheerful. Even Baba has thoughts of concern. The law says that they will definitely come. It is not that Mama and Baba have become complete. The complete stage will come at the end. At present, no one can call himself complete. There was this loss, there was conflict, there were rumors about BKs in the newspapers. All of that also happened a cycle ago. So, what is there to worry about? You will attain your 100% stage at the end. You will be able to climb onto the Father's heart throne when you become merciful and make others become like yourselves. If you ensure yourself, that's a different matter. You do that for yourself. You have to give the donation of these jewels of knowledge to others. If you do not remember the Father fully, the burdens of sin on your heads will increase. Worthy ones are needed in order to explain at the exhibitions. They have to be clever. There is great pleasure in having remembrance at night. You have to remember that a spiritual bridegroom in the early hours of the morning. Baba, you are so sweet. Just see what I was and what you are making me. Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost and now fond children, lovely remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Baapdada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children in return to the spiritual father says good morning, namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you so much, Baba. Essence for Dharana, point number one. Keep your heart constantly true. Always speak the truth and remain constantly true in everything. Do not become body conscious and consider yourself to be very clever. Never have arrogance. Point number two. Become a detached observer and observe the play. Remain firm on the drama. Never worry about anything. Keep your stage constantly cheerful. Blessing. May you be a master almighty authority who attains the authority of the kingdom of the world by having the authority of self-sovereignty. May you be a master almighty authority who attains the authority of the kingdom of the world by having the authority of self-sovereignty. Explanation to this. Those who have the authority of self-sovereignty at this time, that is, those who become conquerors of their physical organs can attain the authority of the kingdom of the world. Only those who have the authority of self-sovereignty can attain the authority of the kingdom of the world. So, check, am I, this soul, the master of my soul powers, the mind, intellect and sanskars? Does my mind control me or do I control my mind? My sanskars do not pull me to themselves, do they? The stage of one who has a right to self-sovereignty is constantly that of a master almighty authority, one who has no power of missing. The slogan, when you keep the key to all treasures, Mera Baba, with you nothing else can attract you. When you keep the key to all treasures, Mera Baba, with you nothing else can attract you. Acha, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.